The Turkish Prime Minister has been holding talks with President Obama in Washington. Turkey holds the rotating command of NATO's forces in Afghanistan right now, and President Obama is anxious to persuade the Turks to put more troops on the ground. Well, RT's Priya Sridhar is in our Washington studio tonight to talk about this subject. Hi there. As well as Afghanistan, what else have they been talking about, Priya?
Well, RT contributor and investigative journalist Wayne Madsen believes that pressure is mounting on President Obama to get members of the Ergenekon nationalist movement out of jail. So why would President Obama care about them? Well, joining me to help discuss that is Wayne Madsen himself. Wayne, thanks so much for joining me. So first of all, do you really believe that the Turkish Prime Minister and President Obama are going to be discussing this Ergenekon, the members of Ergenekon who are in jail right now?
Well, we never are privy to the conversations between the President of the United States and foreign leaders. And in this case, Prime Minister Erdogan is visiting Washington. But the Ergenekon movement, the fact is that many generals and members of Turkish intelligence, many of these people who cooperated with U.S. intelligence in the past, are going to prison, obviously will come up as an issue. And I also would stress that the American-Turkish Council and affiliated Turkish lobbies in Washington, and they're very strong, as was pointed out by former FBI translator Sibel Edmonds, are obviously putting pressure on members of Congress and members of the administration to have these people who represent Turkey's Kemal Ataturk's secularist traditions released from prison.
And why are they in prison in the first place?
Well, this is a long and complicated story, but Ergenekon represents what's called the deep state in Turkey. It's thought that its roots go back to a time when NATO established what are known as Gladio units in various countries in NATO and neutral countries. In the event of a Soviet invasion of Western Europe, Turkey, and other countries, these stay-behind units would perform acts of sabotage. They had access to weapons. Ergenekon, it's believed, is an offshoot of these Gladio movements. So it involves members of Turkish intelligence, the MIT, and the Turkish military. And they're accused of 3 coups in the last few years against Prime Minister Erdogan's Islamist AKP government. One codenamed the Blonde Girl, another one the Glove, and another one Moonlight. We had just the other day 3 of the former heads of Turkish military, the Air Force, Navy, and Army, hauled in front of a committee to answer questions about their role in attempted coups against the Erdogan government.
And so what's the relationship between Ergenekon and the United States? Why does President Obama want these members out of jail?
Well, obviously, many of these individuals who are in prison have been associated with the U.S. military in the past. And there's also a very odd situation with an Islamist group that's been linked to the CIA that's active in Turkey called the Fethullah Gulen movement. Gulen is one of the richest men in Turkey. He owns newspapers, media outlets, businesses. He lives in Pennsylvania, and it was revealed during deportation hearings by people from the Justice Department that he, in fact, has links to the CIA. The danger is that the CIA's operations in Turkey now and over several decades in the past may be exposed. Hence, President Obama, who's bent over backwards for the CIA and the Pentagon, may be under pressure to put pressure on the Turkish Prime Minister.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how the Turkish Prime Minister responds to those requests. But for now, Kevin, it's back to you.
Priya Sridhar, Wayne Madsen over there in Washington, D.C.